The illusion is very subtle. Is mind illusionary? Oh, yes. Oh, no. Mind is illusionary. Is it? Isn't it? Is mind illusionary? Oh, mind is super illusionary. It creates illusion, and the illusion does not give you vision of life. Oh, really? Then why do you say that the clarity of vision is important? Oh, yes, of course, the clarity of vision is important only if you leave the illusion aside. Oh, illusion is the impediment to have the clarity of vision, you mean to say? Oh, yes, you're right. Yes, absolutely. Oh, my dear friends, the vision itself is illusionary. Why to have the thought of clarity when it is based on the illusion itself? Well, the illusion of mind is nothing but the heap of memories that we have collected through our senses. So anything, for example, if a person having achieved a feat of success boasts about things that he has achieved, which people find very infuriating and don't find very comfortable being with him despite all the wealth he has created, maybe the success of the person has been blurred by the vision of the success itself. So only by the dispelling of the darkness the success has created around him, he could improve. The illusion here is not the success. The illusion here is not the people who despise him. The illusion here is not about the circumstances outside of him, which have become medium for him being boastful for what he has achieved and done in his life. The most important thing here is to know that each step of the way is so much intertwined in karma, is so much intertwined in emotion and feelings that has to be taken into consideration. If we are not aware about how we are walking, even if we have reached where we are supposed to reach, we would not have the value of it. We won't enjoy it. We may draw happiness out of people appreciating what we have done. So even if you have achieved a state of success, but the success itself is a failure, because it depends on the approval of the people. And that's what happens to most of the people who do not appreciate the walk. They appreciate the destination. They appreciate the outcome most importantly than anything else, which is very important. But each step of the way, the human being one evolves to become is much grander. That cannot be measured by any parameter of success, any pinnacle of success. So what is important here is to realize that each step of the way is success itself. Each move is complete in itself. Once this level of attentiveness comes in, whatever you do becomes so beautiful. Mind becomes pure. All mind creation of this or that goes away. It becomes blissful. So we are directed towards the journey, the real journey. But the very illusionary vision of the destiny is not blurred by the step that we are taking. The step that we are taking is so much evolved into absolute awareness, since it has all the blessing into it, since the pain itself has transformed and metamorphosed, since each step of the way that we take is so much engraved into understanding the very depth of the Maya, the very depth of our own nature, the very character that we are. Each step of the way is so much ingrained into understanding the deep meaning of life, who we are. It becomes a bliss. All pain transmutes into something much higher. A sense of ascension is achieved as we walk the path of this blissful life. Nothing is important. What is important is the transmutation of each breath of what we call life. Each breath becomes life itself, as if nothing is much more crucial than transmuting this power that is available right here with us, as it is, without any judgment. The more we judge, the more regressive we become, the more painful the journey becomes. Now, what is important here is to realize that life is made in this acute attentiveness of being, and this intense awareness of being itself creates a gap. The gap must be created between you and the mind. When you walk in that gap is what is needed for you to feel uplifted. Each time a gap is created, you feel a step above. Each time a gap is visible, you feel bliss. Well, this bliss is not the bliss of the inner consciousness and the light within. It is the very subdued mind, which is making a transition from inert to consciousness. Mind is neither inert nor conscious, but when it becomes rather too inert, the inertia of the mind depletes the energy within, depletes the inner strength which is ingrained into us as it is. It depletes, it erodes the very essence of life. But when the gap is created by being extremely attentive at this point in time, we become calm, we become composed, we become sthira, stable. Nothing can ruffle us. Nothing can put off our mood, what you call it. Nothing can put off your mood, because there's nothing called mood. So that gap is very important. That is possible only by bringing this awareness, and this awareness is the key. And as the awareness comes, the best ally of attentiveness is gratitude. The gratitude will come. When the gratitude follows, then many paths can be made unknown to inert mind. The mind which is engraved in inertia is the biggest enemy of ourself. Because this inertia of what? This inertia of the senses and the pleasure of the senses. This is the inertia. And we all need to wake up from this inertia. So, the most important thing here is not to buckle under the pressure of the inertia of the senses. Never, ever. But to ascend to a level, and that will happen only through transcension. And for that, what is important is this little bit of awareness. And this little bit of awareness can bring the changes unfathomable to human mind.